Welcome to Weekend Voyagers, where we do the reviews you're looking for. Today we've got the Pine Deluxe Turbo 4-person tent.
Yeah, and this tent company is owned out of Salt Lake. It's a family-owned business. They sell tents, backpacking toilets, lots of outdoor gear.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. So today we're going to jump in with this tent. It's $619, so it's kind of a pricey tent. You might be like, dang, $619, I don't have that kind of money. But let's kind of jump into it. Is it worth the price tag?
Well, so to start off, we're going to talk about the cons of this tent. It takes up a lot of space. As you can see, it's taking up like our entire table. And it's going to do the same in your trunk, in your truck, whatever, wherever you put it. It is big.
Yeah, not just is it big, but it is heavy, guys. This thing, I mean, can you hear? It is heavy. You've got a tarp in there. You've got poles in there. You've got massive stakes in there. You got the actual aluminum frames in it. Everything is in here. So it adds up to quite a bit of weight. Trevor's pretty strong here. I'm relatively strong compared to Trevor, but it usually takes the two of us to carry this thing. I mean, one person can definitely carry it, but you're gonna feel it.
Yeah, and that's why they put it on these side or front and back handles. Then you can carry it with two people. It's a lot easier on your back overall. But there's a reason why it's so heavy. It's heavy canvas, and with heavy canvas, it keeps you warmer, blocks out the wind, but it really has bad problems with condensation, and there's no avoiding that. So if you're willing to sacrifice the weight and condensation, it's quite the tent.
Yeah, and with that condensation, to kind of talk about that, we were just camping out in southern Utah, kind of in the desert. And it got pretty dang cold, kind of below freezing almost. It got really chilly. So we were really pushing the limits of this. And with that condensation, we woke up and things were pretty wet in there.
Yeah.
And we even had the top vents open, side vents, bottom stuff open, and that condensation did come. So,
it does.
I mean, that's
kind of
with canvas. I mean, yeah, that's a trade-off you have to do. Like we mentioned, it's pricey, $619.
Yeah.
Not everyone's going to be able to get this tent. We're going to actually have the link down for this in the description if you do want to check it out. The thing with a tent like this, being pricey though, is you've got to remember you're only going to get one. You only need one tent, and this thing will last you quite a bit of time.
For sure. Already we've had it for about a year now,
Yeah.
and we've taken it on so many camping trips, and we're not taking it to the nice, well-maintained areas. We're taking it off-road where it really gets beat to heck. And it's lasted us. It's durable. And the bag size is something we really have liked because it fits. So many tent bags don't fit the tent after you've taken it out for the first time.
All right, guys, so let's jump into the pros of this product. In the name, Turbo Deluxe Tent. Turbo meaning it's fast to set up. They advertise it 60 seconds. We've pushed it to see if we can really do it.
Every time.
Every time or faster.
Seriously, yeah.
I think for the first time you're setting it up, we set it up in the dark.
Seriously, yeah, but it's easy in the dark because
Super
you don't
easy.
have to connect all these poles. It is all attached. It is a self-contained unit, and you can just throw it down, open it up, and you've got a tent.
Definitely. No directions again, guys. You're going to kind of see that as a habit of ours, not using user guides or manuals. No, we threw it out in the middle of the night once we hit the camp spot, popped it up, easy as that. Now that canvas that we were talking about, it is storm resistant. So we took it out into a winter storm. We've been fine. We've taken it out into a rainstorm. Yeah. It's been fine. We've tested how it's done in 30 mile per hour winds and 40 mile per hour winds. It's held up.
True.
Surprisingly, nothing gets through that canvas. I mean, like we said earlier, that's the trade-off though with the condensation.
Yep.
But I would take that any day, a little condensation.
And with the construction of this tent, it's durable nylon and canvas. So the floor will hold up to, you don't need a tarp underneath it necessarily. You can have just the tent, which saves packing a tarp as well.
Definitely. And I mean, I would recommend putting a tarp down there to save the lifespan of this, but we put it up in some pretty nasty conditions, some pretty watery conditions for campsites. Nothing popped up through there. Yeah. So I was a fan of that. Fits 4 comfortably. I mean, they didn't lie about that.
No.
Definitely fits 4 people. Trevor, how tall are you?
I'm 6'3".
6'3". How tall is your girlfriend?
She's also 6 feet. So.
6 feet. And I'm a little on the shorter side, but, we were all able to fit inside this tent pretty comfortably.
Yeah, with room for your arms, and you're not stuck like a mummy.
Yeah, definitely.
And also, with this, it's, as I mentioned earlier, everything is attached. It's all one contained unit. That's also partially why it's so heavy. Everything folds out, but you're also sacrificing weight for that.
Yeah. I'm a fan of that, honestly, though. I think that's one of the strongest strengths of this product is the fact that the guy lines are included in there. The poles are all clipped onto there. You're not going to lose any. That's the one thing I hate the most about tents is you lose a pole. Seriously. You lose a guy line, and next time you go out camping, you can't find it, and it's just frustrating. No one has a good time.
Yep.
So that's a definite plus to this. And Trevor kind of already mentioned this, but I think the last thing for me was pro of this is it's a large bag. I'm sure you guys have all been there trying to stuff a tent back into a manufactured bag, and the frustration that comes with that.
Seriously.
This, we bundle it up and throw it in there, zip it up. No problem. Never had a problem packing this back down there. We don't do any pretty folding of the tarp or the fly. Throw it all in there, zip it up, and everything's good to go.
It's been a great all-around tent.
Yeah. All right, guys, so let's jump into the specs of the product and talk about if it is worth that price tag.
So we went out and measured the actual dimensions of this tent just to double check what the manufacturer said, and we found it to be fairly accurate. The inside or the footprint is 8 feet by 8 feet, and that's why you really can fit 4 people comfortably. And the other benefit of this tent is it's got a high ceiling. It's got a center height of 7 feet tall. So at 6'3", I can stand up easily and not hit my head. And then the wall height, which is like the edges to the ceiling, is 5 feet 6 inches. So as long as you're not you don't spend much time over there anyway, but it's still plenty of headroom.
Yeah, plenty of space in the tent. I felt like they were pretty true on the dimension sizes of the tent.
For sure.
And yeah, definitely plenty of room in there. Now, the wind rating for this thing, it's wind rated at 60 miles per hour. That's kind of what they boast on their site and how they advertise it. We've only got it up to about 30 to 40 mile per hour winds. We haven't got lucky enough yet to test it in 60 mile per hour winds yet. We're still looking for those winds to come, guys. But it held up perfect. Now, we kind of talked about it being heavy. So the actual weight is 41.5 pounds with everything in it. And that's a dry tent, guys. That's not a wet, sopping wet tent. That's a dry tent. So 41.5 pounds, it is pretty heavy. I mean, this is not a backpacking tent at all. Don't plan on taking this further than, a few feet away from the parking lot to set up a tent and carrying it with 2 people.
With this tent, you get aluminum poles, and they are lightweight, but given the fact that they're so durable, they can handle that high wind and are jointed and have all these locking mechanisms. They do add to the weight, but they are very durable. You get 150 denier ripstop cotton poly canvas, and this is what contributes to the condensation, but even though it keeps the water in, it can keep the water out. So if it's raining, it's snowing, the water's not going to get in to get you wet. And then for the base or the footprint, you get 210 denier nylon bathtub style floor. So that means the edges come up and aren't just flat on the floor. They come up to protect you from water that's on the outside, water that's flowing through as a storm comes by you.
Another thing that makes this tent pretty much weatherproof, in my opinion, is the double stitching that takes place, as well as the heat tape sealed seams. That's huge in preventing leaks. Usually with tents, that's where you're going to see leaks coming through, is right at the seams and where the stitching is. Most of the experiences we've had with tents, that's where the leakages happen, is right there. So with this, nothing came through with all the weather that kind of beat it down on it. All right, with all the specs, all the pros, all the cons, all the testing we've done with this product here, would you recommend this?
I think I would. Honestly, it's been a great all-around tent, and if you don't mind the weight and the size, it's a great tent. It's easy setup, and I would 100% recommend it.
Yeah, I'm 100% for this tent as well, guys. I recommend this tent. This is what we use on our team whenever we go camping. Everyone on our team's kind of behind this product. We're excited to see what other tents come our way and what we can test for you guys. But right now, this is kind of the reigning champion when it comes to tents. Product links are all down below, so you can kind of check out on your own a little bit more information about this product and how to get your hands on one of these. Guys, thanks for coming in for this one. Welcome to Weekend Voyagers, where we do the reviews you're looking for.
Yeah.
Okay.